Here are 5 signs an INTJ secretly respects you. Number 1, they actually listen, like really listen. One of the clearest and surprisingly rare signs an INTJ secretly respects you is when they actually listen. And I mean really listen. Not just waiting for their turn to talk or nodding politely while mentally checking off their to-do list. No, this is a whole different level of attention. INTJs are notoriously selective about where they invest their focus. Their minds are like high-powered search engines, scanning for useful data and discarding what's irrelevant. So, when they lock in on your words, it's because you've earned that spotlight in their mental theater. You might say something in passing, a tiny detail about your day, a quirky habit, or an offhand remark, and later they bring it up out of nowhere, like a bookmark they saved in your personal story. It's not stalking, it's their way of saying you're worth remembering. This kind of listening is quiet but powerful. They analyze your ideas, your tone, even your silences. They pick up on what's left unsaid, reading between the lines to catch the real message beneath your words. It's like they have a backstage pass to your thoughts, without you even realizing it. For most people, conversation is about exchange or entertainment. For an INTJ who respects you, it's about connection. Strategic, meaningful, and sincere. They're not just gathering information, they're building a mental map of who you are, what you care about, and how you think. And here's the kicker. This kind of listening isn't easy for an INTJ. Their brains are always busy planning, analyzing, and problem solving. So, when they choose to slow down and focus entirely on you, it's a subtle but profound sign of respect. In a world full of noise and distraction, having an INTJ truly listen to you is like finding a rare gem, a silent promise that your thoughts matter, your words have weight, and your presence is valued. If you're willing to delve even deeper into your personality type, we're excited to announce the release of our insightful books. In the first one, you can explore the nuanced dynamics of INTJ relationships and uncover strategies to foster deeper connections based on understanding and compatibility. In the second, you can gain clarity on navigating the intricate terrain of career choices with a guide tailored specifically for INTJs, offering actionable advice to leverage their unique strengths effectively, and finally choose the best career path. As a special offer for our subscribers, we have a promo code available for your purchase. Link is in the description below. Number 2, they ask for your opinion without a catch. One of the sneaky but unmistakable signs an INTJ secretly respects you is when they start asking for your opinion. Not out of obligation, not because it's polite, but because they genuinely want to know what you think. INTJs are famously independent thinkers. They have their own internal compass built on logic, experience, and carefully tested theories. So when they pause, lean in, and say, "What's your take on this?" it's a subtle but huge compliment. It means they value your perspective enough to invite it into their mental model. It's not a casual question tossed into conversation. It's a deliberate opening of the floor, a way of saying your insight matters. And because INTJs aren't known for small talk or social fluff, this kind of engagement stands like a neon sign. You might notice they ask for your opinion on complex topics from strategy to ethics or even personal decisions. They want your honest, thoughtful input, not just a quick yes or no. They're testing ideas, exploring possibilities, and considering your views as part of their decision-making process. This is INTJ respect in disguise, an invitation to intellectual partnership. When they seek your thoughts, they're saying you're someone whose mind deserves their time and energy. It's a rare and quiet honor. So next time an INTJ genuinely asks what you think, don't brush it off. They're not just being polite, they're recognizing you as a worthy thinker, and that's a respect that runs deep. Number 3, they let you see their plans. One of the most telling signs an INTJ secretly respects you is when they let you peek behind the curtain, their carefully constructed plans and future ambitions. Because, here's the thing, INTJs are master planners, architects of their own destiny. Their visions are meticulously crafted and fiercely guarded. like blueprints for a secret project only a select few get to know about. They don't casually share their goals with just anyone. Trust me, it's not because they're selective for secrecy's sake. It's because their plans are extensions of themselves. To share them is to invite you into their inner world, a realm where logic, strategy, and vision collide. When an INTJ hands you a glimpse of what they're working toward, whether it's a career move, a passion project, or a life philosophy, that's their way of saying, I trust you. Your opinion matters. You're part of the equation. It's a quiet form of respect that says, you're not just background noise in my life. You're someone whose insight could influence my future. This moment is rare and meaningful. You might catch them hesitating before revealing a plan, testing the waters to see how you respond. They want to know you're aligned with their vision, or at least understand it deeply, because for an INTJ, respect means intellectual alignment and trust. So, if you ever find yourself in the presence of an INTJ sharing their roadmap, not just the destination but the twists, turns, and contingencies, know you're in rare company. They're letting you inside a world few ever see, and that's the highest form of respect they can give. Number 4, they defend you, quietly, strategically. One of the most subtle yet powerful signs an INTJ secretly respects you is how they defend you, quietly, strategically, and without fanfare. They're not the types to shout from the rooftops or engage in loud battles over your name. Instead, their protection is calculated, precise, and effective. Like a well-placed chess move that saves the king without anyone even noticing. INTJs are master strategists, always thinking several steps ahead. When they respect you, they'll monitor the social battlefield, spotting anyone who tries to undermine you, spread nonsense, or disrespect your boundaries. Then, behind the scenes, they take action. It might be a pointed comment that shuts down a rumor, a subtle redirection that changes the conversation, or a private message that sets things straight. This kind of defense isn't about drama or confrontations, it's about loyalty wrapped in logic. They weigh the situation carefully and then deploy their mental arsenal to protect your reputation or well-being. You might never even realize it's happening, but their quiet influence often changes the dynamics in your favor. To an INTJ, respect means trust and responsibility. If they respect you, they feel a duty to safeguard your interests in their own low-key, highly effective way. It's like having a secret guardian whose shield is intellect and whose sword is strategic wit. So, if you notice someone subtly stepping in when you face unfair criticism, or quiet negativity in your circles, chances are an INTJ respects you far more than they let on. Their loyalty is fierce, even if it's hidden beneath layers of calm and calculation. Number 5, they give you their time, even when busy. One of the most telling signs an INTJ secretly respects you is how they manage their most precious resource, time. For INTJs, time isn't just minutes ticking by, it's a carefully budgeted currency that fuels their relentless pursuit of goals, projects, and self-improvement. They plan their days like a general plans a campaign, optimizing every moment for maximum impact. So, when an INTJ carves out time for you, even when their schedule is jam-packed, it's no small gesture. It means you've moved from being background noise to a priority on their internal calendar. This isn't about passing time or filling awkward silences. It's a deliberate choice. They've done the mental math and decided you're worth the opportunity cost. You might notice they show up with full attention, even if distracted or tired. They'll engage in meaningful conversation, listen without checking their phone, or simply share space with you in a companionable silence. That quiet presence for an INTJ is a deep investment. It says, "You are important enough to pause my world." It's also a subtle but powerful way of building trust. By giving you time, they're opening a door to their world, a world usually tightly guarded and fiercely private. They're inviting you in, even if only for a moment, and that invitation speaks volumes about how much they respect and value you. And here's the kicker. INTJs aren't typically extravagant with affection or gestures. Their respect is shown through actions, not words. So, if you ever feel like you're getting their undivided attention, know this: it's a rare and precious gift. In the calculus of their busy lives, you've earned a spot worth more than gold. These videos will be really helpful for you.